ABC News Washington Post poll shows only 42% of Americans approve of the president's performance so far. That's up 5 points from February. And when it comes to the economy, 57% of Americans said they disapprove of President Biden's performance. ABC News Washington correspondent Kenneth Moton, as well as ABC News financial contributor Alexis Christoforous, join me now to help break this all down. Good to see you both. Kenneth, what is the White House doing to try to improve these numbers, because they've been low for a while? And how worried are Democrats that the president's approval rating could hurt them in November?
Well, the White House, Diane, knows there's a lot of work to do. President Biden is trying to get out there, get on the road, sell his message, his agenda, talk to the American people, let the American people know what he's doing. 6 months from tomorrow, the midterm election, and Democrats, especially those in vulnerable areas, are feeling the heat. Let's be honest here, Diane, we know history is not on the Democrats' side. Our recent ABC News Washington Post poll shows registered voters are essentially split between Democratic and Republican candidates for Congress, 46-45%. And the president's agenda is on the line here. He's gotten successes. He's got successes here. The bipartisan infrastructure deal, that was passed. There are other things on the president's to-do list here, big ticket items that he wants to get done, and they just won't happen if the Republicans take control. Our poll finding that more American voters trust the Republicans to tackle crime, inflation, and the economy.
And Alexis, looking at the economy, diesel is now at an all-time high. Gas prices seemed like they were getting lower for a little while. What's going on here?
They were. You're right. We weren't just seeing things. I wish that I could have better news for you, but those prices were coming down mid-March, early April. They're starting to creep back up again because we're moving closer to the summer driving season. So demand for gasoline is going to go higher. Right now, the national average for unleaded gas, $4.19 a gallon, and that's expected to remain elevated and move a little higher as we move closer into the summer months. You know, about 70% of Americans now say they're rethinking their summer travel plans because of higher inflation, and particularly because of these higher gas prices. But really, at the end of the day, what you pay for gas may wind up depending on what state you live in, because state by state, they're implementing tax holidays. Different states are looking at maybe giving you a tax rebate. In fact, Democratic lawmakers are proposing offering a gas stimulus check to lower income Americans. Republicans aren't on board with that, and they would fund that by taxing the big oil companies, because we know they've been making a big windfall as gas prices move higher.
And so, Kenneth, what is the Biden administration doing to try to combat these rising fuel prices, especially looking at those economy numbers when it comes to the approval ratings?
Well, Diane, I'll tell you what they are doing, and then I'll let Alexis tell you if it's having an impact or not. The White House has announced plans to boost the production of, the sale of ethanol blended gas, a move expected to lower gas prices by 10 cents at the gas stations where that fuel is provided. That emergency waiver applying to the sale of E15 as well, something that's typically prohibited during the summer months, but we know that the Biden administration is lifting that through that emergency waiver. It was typically not allowed during the summer because of EPA restrictions. The president also releasing about 1 million barrels of oil a day from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve for 6 months to curb those price hikes. But is that enough? Is it having an impact? Those are the questions, Diane.
All right, so I'll throw those questions over to Alexis. Alexis, you tell me, how are these moves impacting?
In short, they're really not. Because you're seeing that President Biden is taking these steps, yet gas prices are continuing to move higher. OPEC is not playing along. They are not pushing prices lower as President Biden's trying to put more oil onto the market. And all that he's doing probably accounts for 5 to 7% of the oil we consume on a daily basis. It's just not enough. But I do want to quickly mention that aside from gas prices straight up at the pump, expect to pay more if you're going to fly this summer, because airlines, their biggest expense is oil. So they're going to be making those ticket prices move higher. And as the war continues to rage on and we have COVID lockdowns in different parts of the world, our supply chains continue to be very restricted. And that means food prices are also going to stay elevated. So I think, sadly, Diane, we're going to be paying more for a lot of goods and services in the months to come.
And with those diesel prices going up, that means cost of shipping all these things goes up as well.
It's all hand in hand, absolutely.
All right. Alexis, Kenneth, thank you both.